Good morning, everyone. I am Nicolinas Bercasio, an English major from Group 6. I will be discussing the concept and background of Green School, its aspects and principles as part of ecoliteracy. Let's start with the concept and background. The Green School concept started in Europe in the 1990s, and around the same time, the 1992 Rio Earth Summit highlighted the importance of protecting the environment and encourage people to take action in all areas that affect the planet. This led to a growing movement to make schools more environmentally friendly and sustainable. While the 2002 World Summit on Sustainable Development in Johannesburg marked a significant shift in environmental education, from educating about the environment or just teaching people about the environmental issues to educating for sustainability or teaching people to live sustainably and take action to protect the environment. This shift is about thinking sustainable development that meet the needs of the present without compromising future generations to meet their own needs. According to UNESCO 2005, in order to achieve sustainability, the United Nations launched the Decade of Education for Sustainable Development to integrate principles, values, and practices of sustainable development. Now let's talk about the Green Schools and Education for Sustainable Development, or ESD, and how these two are interconnected with each other. The Green School is visualized as a school guided with the principles of environmental sustainability. It orients teachers and students on environmental sustainability and creates a holistic learning environment that not only teaches about the environment but also models sustainable practices and inspires students to become environmentally conscious citizens. And it demands ongoing or continuous activities o yung tuloy-tuloy na pagpapatupad ng mga implementations at pagsasagawa ng mga activities na makatutulong sa pagpapaunlad ng kapaligiran sa isang school. Example nito ay yung ground improvement na isinasagawa ng mga colleges. Sa pamamagitan nito, hindi lang naging maaliwalas at malinis ang kapaligiran, kundi nakatutulong din upang malayo sa disgrasya yung mga guro at estudyante. Next, it caters the physical, mental, and environmental needs of a child. Sa isang school, hindi lang dapat physically safe, kundi dapat mentally and psychologically safe din. Yung atmosphere or yung kapaligiran ng isang school, maaaring makaapekto negatively or positively sa isang estudyante. Na kapag malinis at maaliwalas yung kapaligiran, magaan sa pakiramdam, di ba? Alam mo yun yung parang motivated kang mag-aral. Tapos kapag marumi yung kapaligiran, nakaka-apekto ito sa attitude mo. Stress ka na nga, stress ka pa sa pag-aaral. Kaya mahalaga yung ongoing activities para mapanatili yung kalinisan at kaayusan sa isang school. The greenness of school finds expression in various aspects of the environment. The green school has clean, healthy, protective, and green surroundings. It promotes, first, both the physical and the psychological health of learners. Now, as what I have said earlier, schools should have ongoing and continuous projects for the students to be physically safe and psychologically enabling. And it ensures a healthy and hygienic, or dapat siguro na may malinis na tubig inumin, malinis yung mga classrooms, yung playgrounds, yung parks, and a school should have a safe learning environment with healthy practices, or a school free of drugs and harassment. Thus, a green school is a school that engages the school community, especially the students, to work together and make the environment healthier. We can say a school is a green school if it adheres to the following principles. First, Learning about the environment. It focuses mainly on acquisition of knowledge and understanding of the surroundings and related issues. In this principle, students learn about the environmental concepts such as ecosystem, climate change, conservation, biodiversity, etc. For example, a class is having a lesson about water cycle. Students learn about the importance of water conservation and the impact of human activities on water resources. The students will just understand the concept, its impact, and importance in the environment. Next, learning through the environment. It refers to the processes of learning while being engaging inside and outside the classroom. Students will participate in hands-on activities, projects, and fieldwork that promote environmental awareness. For example, a school organizes a field trip to a nearby park or nature reserve. Now, through observation and engaging, malalaman ng estudyante kung anong klaseng ecosystem yung matatagpuan doon at kung ano yung mga alternative techniques at conservation efforts na pinapractice nila para makonserve yung mga resources. Last, learning for the environment. It aims at developing an informed response and responsibility towards the environment beyond acquisition of skills and knowledge. Now, in this principle, students are encouraged to take action and make environmentally conscious decisions. For example, a student organization implements a recycling program. With this, students are encouraged to reduce waste, reuse, and recycle materials. And by this, students develop a sense of responsibility and environmental principle. Dito na papasok yung environmental principle number 7. Nature is beautiful and we are the steward of God's creation. For school to be green, it must include the following aspects. First, environment is encompassing, multidisciplinary, and dynamic. It emphasizes the importance of considering environmental issues from multiple perspectives and acknowledging the interconnectedness of social, economic, and ecological systems. Next, being holistic. A green curriculum views environment as all that is around and aims to give a better understanding of the way the world functions, its operations. It recognizes the relationships between human and environment and promoting a deeper understanding of environmental issues and their impact on the world. Next, it holistically addresses sustainability concerns. This aspect involves integrating sustainability principles into the curriculum and addressing environmental, social, and economic concerns. And it requires a teaching and learning approach. Effective green curriculum implementation involves student-centered learning, critical thinking, and problem-solving related to environmental issues for the student to explore different facets of environment and interconnect them. Lastly, a green school is a mutual concern of teachers and students. A green curriculum fosters a collaboration and shared responsibility between teachers and students to promote a sense of community and cooperation in addressing environmental challenges. Now, by incorporating these aspects, a green curriculum can empower students to become environmentally conscious and active participants in shaping a more sustainable future.